Hi, Gary Reeves. Many of you know the guy in the pink shirt. And was talking to a friend the other day on Facebook, and he just had this amazing idea, so amazing that I think it can make a world of difference. And I wanted to share some time with my good friend Ashley Blythe from the North Texas Aviators Group about his idea. Ashley, you're not a professional pilot yet. What kind of pilot are you?
I'm just a private pilot with an instrument rating.
Now, you're also a ground instructor as well, though.
That's right, I'm an instrument ground instructor.
Okay. Now, you and I have been friends on Facebook for a couple years now. Mm-hmm. And the way we got to know each other was just on Facebook in a group called North Texas Aviators. What do you think your favorite part about flying really is?
That's a great question. And easily the answer is flying with friends. Creating a group on Facebook, North Texas Aviators, has been about making connections and giving people space to get to know one another from different airports, same airport. People who enjoy aviation enjoy taking their friends flying. And so that's a big reason why I love it.
Well, it's really, aviation for you has really kind of become a family.
Oh, I would definitely agree with that. The community of people in general aviation are some of the most generous, kind, interesting, and fun people I've ever been around.
You know, I've been in aviation professionally a really long time, and it really is a family reunion at any convention, or it really is a true family, and I think we're all very lucky to be a part of the pilot family. What kind of spurred you? I know your dad was a private pilot, but what really was kind of the spark that got you interested in flying?
Well, the spark that got me started was a friend of mine, Chad, took me flying in a 172 that he had part ownership in. Just called me up and said, "Hey, you want to go flying on Saturday?" And I said, "Well, yeah, of course I want to go flying. Who wouldn't want to go flying?" So we went down to the airport, jumped in the airplane, fired it up, and we went flying all over the place. We buzzed the house, went out to a local airport, landed, and got breakfast somewhere across the street. And it was an amazing experience to go out there and spend time not only with my friend, but to get to enjoy the experience of flying and seeing the countryside from a different vantage point.
Right, and that really kind of just spurred your interest in...
Oh, I had to have more. Aviation is like the most addictive thing out there. For me, I'm a lifelong student. There will never be a day that comes that I don't want to learn something. And aviation has been an endless place to go to. If I want to learn something new today, it is not that hard to go out there and find great resources from you and from some of your other friends that have great YouTube channels as well. So it's a fun place to exist, to share, and the experience of learning something is fantastic.
Well, and I want to get to the idea, and I think it's an amazing idea, and I really want to credit you and the North Texas Aviators and Christy Wong and Ethan and Daniel Milliken and the people that are really starting to push this up. But before I get to the idea, this is called a teaser video, folks. This is a teaser to make you stay tuned in later. Before I get to the idea, what kind of spawned the idea? You said you had a conversation with a friend of yours.
Yeah, a friend of mine, Melanie, she works in the avionics business, and she goes to several of the national conventions that we all know about, and hawking their wares. And one of the things, she just came back from Florida and said, I've got this sense that general aviation is just suffering right now. I see the same people, diminishing crowds, older faces. Where are the people that are going to make up the next generation of pilots who love this and enjoy this? And I said, I don't know. But I think we've got something good going on in North Texas, and maybe and then that idea was born.
That because you got interested just because a buddy called you up and said, let's go fly. I got to tell you, I speak at every national show, and I love it, but it is the same people that go to safety classes, and there is a little dying out of the young fire and getting new people into aviation. And I think that's been talked about by many national organizations. So tell me about this great idea of yours, because I really think your idea could really just make a world of difference for aviation. So tell me about your idea.
Well, the idea is really simple. Those of us who are pilots, we don't need a whole lot of excuses to go fly. You don't have to give me a good reason. And this is just a good reason to get in the airplane and go fly. And we're calling it Take a Friend Flying Day. So the idea is you're a pilot, you're current, you have access to an airplane. We've selected the last weekend in June in honor of the signing of a bill in 1939.
I thought it was because my birthday is the end of June.
Yeah, well, that too.
Oh, okay.
We're honoring all those things, but the idea is on this particular day, if you can get access to an airplane and you're legal and it's a nice day to go fly, we want you to grab a neighbor or grab a co-worker or a friend from church or someone who you're friends with in your local community and just go up and enjoy an hour or two of flying. Take that friend flying, and you know what happens? You've got this captive audience right here next to you that hasn't been in the aviation bubble that we as pilots are in. The family that communicate. They haven't. And so this is about inviting new people to the family and giving people a taste of the things that we enjoy.
And the last weekend in June actually has a special meaning for all of us in the pilot family.
Your 50th birthday?
Well, yes, absolutely. He meant 42, by the
42,
way. But my hair coloring wearing off. But I think, the last weekend in June has a really special meaning for pilots, for us all in the pilot family, but I didn't even know it. And it's actually an anniversary of a special bill signing.
Yeah.
And what was that?
That was the Civilian Pilot Act of 1939. It was signed by FDR that essentially turned over the control of how, the structure of how pilots earn their ratings and essentially became what we know today as the Part 61 and the Part 141 programs that grant people these pilot privileges.
Which we wouldn't even be pilots if it weren't for that act or something very similar.
Absolutely.
So what we're asking all of you is really, really simple, is we just want to take Ashley's great idea and help from a lot of local people here in North Texas, but we want to make it a nationwide movement. And it's really very simple. It's a very simple ask. It's one weekend a year, Take a Friend Flying Day. And I think it's great. And we can learn more about this by simply going to takeafriendflying.org. That's takeafriendflying.org. And if we can get 10,000 people this year to experience aviation for the first time, we could save airports, we could save aviation, and we could bring a new generation of people who love aviation into our family. You have anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I think that pretty much covers it, Gary. I appreciate your time. And I guess if I'm going to offer a final closing thought, it would be, this is simple. Taking a friend flying is something that I enjoy. I know you've taken friends flying. I know just this weekend I took some friends flying, or just on Friday, and a buddy of mine proposed to his girlfriend in a flight over downtown Dallas. Getting to share this with other people is a blessing and a gift. And I just want to encourage other pilots. This is the call to action. Just grab a friend, go fly.
So Ashley, you've got a great idea. I think you can really make an impact on saving general aviation. And what we'd like to do is ask all of you out there to join us at takeafriendflying.org. Go right now, takeafriendflying.org, and join us in opening up the family to a lot more members.